This is the problem. Nowhere to put my drink. Let's make a solution. Let's get thinking. Right, so we need to get that on something. There. So, what about one of them? This is one I made earlier. Just knocked it up now. That's the prototype. How's that? We've got 360, and then this section just comes out to allow the clear top to come down when it's windy, so we can sit inside with a fire. That comes out, goes back in. What do you think? So what we'll do is we'll go into the workshop and we'll make one very similar to this for the other side. So what do you think, people? She's a winner. Right, welcome into the workshop. It's chaos as usual. Always the same. Anyway, what we're going to be using is 3/4 ply, marine ply for outside, and pressure treated 2x1 batten. What I've done is my post is 4 inches or 98 millimeters, 9.8 centimeters. I don't know what that would equate in any other universal measurement. Anyway, so what I've done, if you can imagine now, my post is sat here. If I get just a tin, just pretend that's the post going up. So that's going to be the post. So this board now has got to be cut out where I've marked it, because that's going to slide into the post and then be held from underneath with some batten. I'm going to 45 the corners just so they don't clip anybody. This one will be slightly different to the other one, just because this won't have a back, because the post faces the garage. There's no point putting a back shelf on there. But anyway, tools I'll be using will be skill saw, cordless, and a jigsaw. You could do all this by hand. If you've only got hand tools, you could use a hand saw to cut down. You could use a coping saw to go across, or you could crisscross, then you could chisel. I've got these tools, so I'm using them, but you can use a hand saw if you need to. You could even cut the board straight away through and put it in bits. It's entirely up to you. This is the way I'm doing it. So I'm going to rip down my straight lines with the skill saw, and then I'll use the jigsaw to cut in and clean back to this line. I'll probably use the jigsaw or the skill saw, it doesn't really matter, to knock off the corners, and I've got to cut this then to the overall length at the back. So I'll put it on some time lapse. It's only going to be a quick one. This can be used on any wooden metal posts, fence post, gate post. I suppose you could have your shelf anywhere that you've got a post that you can get this onto. Right, time lapse, bit of music, let's get going. Catch you later. there you go. That's the shelf done. Just give it a little sand over. Had 1 or 2 joints, a little proud, but nothing to worry about. Right, quick note on the joints. Obviously, because you've cut a 45, the 2 meeting pieces now need to be cut at an angle of 22.5. Most chop saws will have a setting, a lock off at 22.5. If you don't have a chop saw, don't panic, you can still do it by hand with a hand saw. All you do is you place 1 piece there, and then you pick up, if I get my pencil, if you imagine you draw that line straight away through, and then all you do is you pick up your front mark and you pick up that back line, draw a line, draw that down square, cut that by hand, put that in place, and then bring your next piece into it and do exactly the same. Wherever that meets, put a mark, wherever the back meets, put a mark, and cut it through by hand. That's if you haven't got a chop saw, but today chop saws are so cheap you can pick them up for 30 quid sometimes. They were well worth investment. Right, so that's the main shelf done. I've also cut 2 blocks that will go out now and put on the posts. I've only nailed this on and glue. There's no need for anything else. It's for outside. It's a shelf. It's to look rustic. The only thing I did do was I pilot hole the nails just so they wouldn't split through, and I've used ring shank nails. These are different to normal nails. Normal nails are just smooth all the way down. These are ring shank because they've got little rings all the way down, like serrations, that when you nail them in, they do pull out, but they're super hard to pull back out, so they'll grip a lot easier. So anyway, so we'll go outside now. I'll put you on a rest so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and then we'll have a look at fitting it. Same height roughly over here. Nice, one measure. I hope this mic is working and you can hear me better anyway. I hope there's a better sound quality. It's only a cheap mic. I'll talk to you later about that. Right, so it's 43 inches roughly, thereabouts. So we'll just measure and we'll just mark up 43 to that point, which is there. That's the top of the shelf. So I may have to move this cable up a little bit out of the way. Ooh, splinter under the nail, not nice. But basically the shelf is going to sit cable round about there, like that. That's without any blocks at the moment. I cut it not tight, but a snug fit. And then all I want to do is I just want to measure, make sure that's level. So I move that cable out of the way a minute. So I want to make sure that's level that way. And then I'll put a mark underneath. Like that. I'll put this block on, then I'll do the other side because I want to go across as well to make sure it's level that way. So taking back out, I got a mark now that I can screw my block to there, and then we'll have a look at the other side. Right, okay, you can see I got the block screwed on. So we put this one on. You see you have to move some of this cable a minute, just because I don't want to trap it. That's for the lights. So this is going to go over and then drop down a little bit. So just get it in and over to start with. Let's pull the lights. So I've got a bit of soldering to do. Hey ho. So that now is going to go there. So I want to make sure that pretty level across, which is there, and then also front to back. So again, I'll mark that now that I've got that pretty good. There, mark him underneath like that. Cable is getting caught, so I'll probably cut the cable by here, rejoin it around the back by here so it comes straight without me having to snag it. So it's only thin cable, so I'll break those off and then I'll connect them back up later, so I'll free this side then, and we'll still have some lights underneath. So I'll screw this one on onto my lines. I'm using deck screws for this, just because they've got an anti-corrosion coating on them, so they shouldn't really rust out. And they give a good bite in this pressure treated timber really. So let's have a little slurp. I'm interested to know if this mic is actually working or not, to be honest. It's only a cheap mic I picked off eBay. So anyway, there's your shelf. As I said, I didn't want anything around the back. There was no need because of the waste pipe. And this is the garage wall anyway. You're not going to put anything by here. So I could, I suppose, make a little block and just screw it in, a little board with a piece on that I can lift in and out, which I may do, I think, just to finish the wrap round. And then obviously I'll connect those lights to that. But what I'll do is I'll put a screw there and there, because this is a fixed permanent shelf anyway. I'll have two screws there and there, just hold them in place, and I'll do a back little portion and I'll bring it back for a little wrap up. Okay, okie dokie, there we are. So I filled the back in just to block it off, just to neaten it up. I'll do the lights tonight when I can see which way is which for the solar, because they're on a solar charger. Yeah, strong, sturdy, ain't going nowhere, great for your drinks. I've checked the garage door and I've literally got like 5 mil, which is fine. The door opens and closes, that's all I'm concerned about. So there you are. What do you think? They say this was made to be taken out for when the plastic comes down. It's on one screw, that's all it's needed. It's still sturdy enough to put drinks and everything on there, so not advertising. There you are. How's that? Hope it helps. Like I said, these can be used on any post really, because you make them and cut them to suit whatever size post you've got. You could have one around a corner, this bit of batten, bit of ply, and there we are. So how's that? You can have a nice sit down without drink. We got a nice little table now. Right, that's it for today. Cheers for watching. Please click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does help me. Stay tuned, stay safe. See you all soon. Bye. Go do it. You can do it. Go make one.